day like, yeah, all night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah, in the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like.
Thanks, Coach. Just north of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the San Francisco 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Mike 5-4. Yo. Yo. Hey, alert 3. Alert flare.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Check.
They'll run it now out of the gun. 9 good yards here on the run, and now third down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Young working out of the gun. Got a man, Slayton. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the third down conversion.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Check 31. Check 4.
They'll run it now out of the gun. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
I'm coming after you. Jim.
This is Carson. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
49ers have an extra defensive back on the field, a nickel set for 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Young. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Rashawn Gary showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4.
Third and 15.
53 is the mark. Here we go. Slant, slant.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Fields. Looking left sideline, it's complete. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th. How about this for an opening drive decision? You got 4th and short, just outside of field goal range in all likelihood. What do you do?
I'm going for it. I've got to go get it right now. I want to establish a tone. It's early in the game. I want to let my offense know that I believe in them. And you know something else? I let my defense know I believe in them also by taking that gamble. If we don't get it, it's okay. You guys will cover for me.
On 4th down, Fields. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Eagles defense able to hold. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Check Mike 33. Let's get the ball. Mike check 30. Yup, yo. 33. All day, dog. Check again. Check 3.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Check the out. Check the out. Watch the safety creep.
Now Young to throw again. They'll run the screen with Carson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. Well, that 2nd down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with 3rd and long. To throw, Young. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. 3rd and long, defense with no fear. They brought the pressure.
Zero fear at all. That means they feel really good about the guys who are going to cover. But the biggest one is they think their pressure will get there before he has a chance to find an open receiver.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
He's checking, he's checking, he's checking. Crash, crash. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. You must be getting tired of seeing me.
From the gun, Fields. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
57, Mike, 57.
Operating from the gun, Fields. And incomplete, crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. George Kittle, the receiver that he was looking for. And now it's third down. From the gun, Fields. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Switch. 22, jet, bomber. 22, jet, bomber. Whip out. Watch the whip.
From just shy of midfield, Young under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. DeForest Buckner, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. A first scoring update now from Carolina, and it's the Panthers there out to the early advantage. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. The Eagles on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
36. 61. Match box. Right. Check it. Go. 29 is Mike. Mike, put it up.
Here's Young from the shotgun. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. How about 25 yards on third down? They'll take it. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Check the call.
A first down throw for Young. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spend too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. Here's the correct call.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
29 is the Mike. Mike 29.
Young. That's complete right around the 8. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. From 13 yards out, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Watch your slant. Watch your slant. Watch your slant.
On 2nd down, a run with Breida. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
On first down, here's Breida. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 13 yards there and a Niner first. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Looking to throw. Fields. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
They still playing suck. Y'all playing the wrong football.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Fields. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox, the former Mississippi State Bulldog, ringing the cowbell there on the sack. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 50-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They'll run on first down. Carson, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Young, and he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. DeForest Buckner in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
29 is the Mike. Mike 29. All day, punt.
3rd and long for Young. Going for the deep ball. And it's incomplete. Both players had a shot at that one. Neither can get it, and it brings up 4th down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
A run there on first down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. There to stop him on the defensive side, Lorenzo Carter.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Check 53. Let's go, D. Tighten up. Let's go.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Right now, I'm just wondering where they turn on offense, Charles. I know we're not in the 4th quarter, but 2nd quarter haven't scored and struggling to move the ball.
I don't think they abandoned the run game totally, but maybe you change up your tempos. Maybe you go a little bit faster, try and catch them back on their heels a little bit to try and accomplish what you want to get done.
Reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Around the NFL, we've got a 2nd quarter score. The Patriots, they've opened a 2-touchdown advantage in that one. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you've got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. 2nd and 5. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Back to throw. Fields. And the pressure gets to him again. Rashawn Gary able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. The 49ers are going to turn over to the special teams crew. The field goal unit is out there now. This officially a 55-yard attempt. That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or 2. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
Kill.
Final play of the half. Young. He sets to fire deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Fields. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down. It appears they're going to come up empty on this first drive of the second half, still down by that slim margin.
Yeah, and that's okay. You know, when you sit and analyze it, they're not happy about what happened, having to go to the bench. But this gives them a chance to let their defense do some work while they on the sidelines go over what they're doing offensively and formulate a proper plan.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
At their own 15-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
They run again with Carson. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strip.
To throw again. Fields completes it to the tight end, Kittle. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Operating from the gun, Fields. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a 1st down.
First down, 49ers.
On 1st down, Fields. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Off play action. Fields. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. And they give this time to the tailback. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe you flip over your play sheet as the offensive coordinator and see the side that says try something different? Because this has not worked all game long. They continue to try and get it done. They've got to come up with something a little bit different. Try something special, something they haven't seen.
Anything to score a point. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Fields into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Check. Mike, 57. Quarterback, don't get nervous.
From the gun, Fields. This is caught. A good pickup there, a 22. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
Here we go. Hey, hold on. Mike, here we go, D. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Back to throw. Fields. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Matt Breida, his 4th touchdown on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Now for the point after. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now a give right side. It's Carson, and he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Young on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Intended for Darius Slayton. Incomplete. Results in a 4th down.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display. He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. Give him a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd down.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team was saying, hey, yeah, we called him the disruptor, and that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Throwing on 3rd and long. Fields. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. So many times tight games decided by one big play. And a lot of times, of course, it's the offense. Here, it's the defense coming up huge.
And you know head coaches walk around locker rooms, walk around bench areas saying, guys, somebody make a play. It's a cliche, but it applies here.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7.
14, 49ers 7.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive. Then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You've just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Breida. He'll have a first down past the 40. And a cutback, right sideline. Touchdown, 49ers. Matt Breida with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year, as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
That's it, baby. We gonna work.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Out of the gun, it's Young. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
So much of this game is about leverage. We always talk about low man wins in the trenches. Well, it's like that in just about every position. And sometimes, if you lose that leverage and you're losing the battle, just jump up at the line of scrimmage and try and bat the ball away. And that's exactly what happened there.
The Eagles on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. They'll run it now out of the gun. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season. With a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
I'm coming after you. Back. Hey, watch this.
They run again with Breida. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Check 99. Check 3. Okay, yeah.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now a toss play. It's Breida. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments and doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
At the 33-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll toss it to Breida. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Fields. And he's got his man on the out route. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Check 53. Come on. Check 53's mine. Check 53's mine.
On 4th down, Fields. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They've been burned twice already on 4th down, but the 3rd time's the charm as they keep the drive moving. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10.
Check.
Here's Breida. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. All tied up, less than 2 minutes to go. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. This is Breida. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Short gain, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. On 3rd down, a run from Breida. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. On 4th down, Fields. And no, it's incomplete. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike.
On 1st down, Carson. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Come on, D. Kill. Check it backer. Watch twist.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. A strong running. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle 1st down. Boy, missed tackles. That could be their downfall, Charles.
Yeah, they actually let him out of bounds there. Instead of the clock continuing to run, they let him out, and it turned into another timeout for him. Not good at all.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a give, right side. It's Carson, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist. No.
Here's Carson. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
At this stage, you've got to hustle. You've got to get back to the line of scrimmage because you're saving that timeout to make sure you have a chance to get your kicker out there for the big shot.
That's right, baby. They don't want it. Check. Fresno. Check your hot read.
On 2nd down, it's Carson. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That backs them up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. And we've got free football. 4 quarters done, and we're dead even. We'll have overtime after this timeout. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Come on, baby. Let's go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
Yeah, as we said, they control their own destiny now.
Here we go. Hey, defense, let's go. SOS. 1, 6, 4, 3. Check, nice throw.
They'll run on 1st down. Carson. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now it's Carson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. They've had some success here in overtime with this opening drive running the football right back to that well.
And why not? When you have that kind of success, make them stop you. And until they do, keep going back to that well you just spoke about. I think there's more water there and available to them.
On 2nd down now, it's Carson. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
At the 24-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Thurman. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Overtime with less than 2 minutes to play, and we are still all tied. runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Check. Crunch. Yeah. Kill.
They run it with Carson. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. In overtime, you have to be smarter than that.
A personal foul just can't happen. Have to have poise.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal.
Watch the out. Check 43.
Now again, right side. Carson. At a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Carson. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. The San Francisco defense trying to hold tough again. This is 3rd and goal.
Check. Tighten up. Go.
They'll try to run with Carson. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Rush in.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's into the